Climate change. Climate change is a long-term shift in global or regional climate patterns. Often, climate change refers specifically to the rise in global temperatures from the mid-20th century to present. Climate is sometimes mistaken for weather, but climate is different from weather because it is measured over a long period of time, whereas weather can change from day to day or from year to year. The climate of an area includes seasonal temperature and rainfall average and wind pattern. Different places have different climates. Climate change is the long-term alteration of temperature and typical weather pattern in a place. Climate change could refer to a particular location or the planet as a whole. Climate change may cause weather pattern to be less predictable. This unexpected weather pattern can make it difficult to maintain and grow crop in regions that rely on farming because expected temperature and rainfall levels can no longer be relied on. Climate change has also been connected with other damaging weather events such as more frequent and more intense hurricane, flood, downpours, and winter storm. In polar region, the warming global temperature associated with climate change have meant ice sheets and glaciers are melting in an accelerated rate from season to season. This contributes to sea level rising in different regions of the planet, together with expanding ocean water due to rising temperature. The resulting rise in sea level has begun to damage coastline as a result of increased flooding and erosion. The cause of current climate change is largely human activity, like burning fossil fuel like natural gas, oil, and coal. Burning these materials releases what are called greenhouse gases into Earth's atmosphere. There, these gases trap heat from the sun's rays inside the atmosphere, causing Earth's average temperature to rise. This rise in the planet temperature is called global warming. The warming of the planet impacts local and regional climates. Throughout Earth history, climate has continually changed. When occurring naturally, this is a slow process that has taken place over hundreds and thousands of years. The human-influenced climate change that is happening now is occurring at a much faster rate. Global climate change has already had observable effects on the environment. Glaciers have shrunk, ice on rivers and lakes is breaking up earlier, plant and animal ranges have shifted, and trees are flowering soon. Effects that scientists had predicted in the past would result from global climate change are now occurring. Loss of sea ice, accelerated sea level rise, and longer, more intense heat waves. Scientists have high confidence that global temperature will continue to rise for decades to come, largely due to greenhouse gases produced by human activities. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC, which includes more than 1,300 scientists from the United States and other countries, forecasts a temperature rise of 2.5 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit over the next century. According to IPCC, the extent of climate change effect on individual regions will vary over time and with the ability of different societal and environmental systems to mitigate or adapt to change. Global climate change is projected to continue to change over the century and beyond. The magnitude of climate change beyond the next few decades depend primarily on the amount of heat, trapping gases emitted globally, and how sensitive the Earth's climate is to those emissions. We have already seen or experienced global warming, aggravated weather like record-breaking floods, hurricane, and wildfire. We have witnessed the worst in centuries, drought and dust storm. We have experienced alternating, unseasonably cold then warm winters, extreme storm, bomb cyclones, and rain bombs where weeks or months worth of rainfalls in a few hours or a few days. With our own eyes, we see that something very abnormal is happening to the previous normal stability of our seasonal weather pattern. We have also noticed that global warming connected consequences like those just mentioned are becoming more frequent, more severe, and are affecting larger and larger areas of our country and the world. We recognize that if we do not immediately reduce our global fossil fuel burning behavior before additional critical global warming tipping points are crossed,